Hey everybody, I'm so excited for day 5. This is the close to cash. So for all of you this week who have been messaging us, thank you so much. For all of you who have been working on your ideas, your launches, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for being here. So today, close to cash. If any of you have ever had a conversation with a client where they've given you an objection about pricing, today is going to help you how to learn how to overcome that and to avoid that. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to share my screen here, and then we're going to get straight into it. All right. Always, if my sound working page, let me know. Okay. Brilliant. So I'm going to share my screen, and if you can see my screen, all right, then just let me know. Is that all right, guys? So let me see where this is. Okay. Welcome to day 5. All right. So delighted to have you here. Okay. I'm happy that you're here. All right. Couple of things. Congratulations, first of all. Congratulations to everybody who's shown up this week, who's done the work, who's figured out their niche and figured out their coaching program and got clear on on what problem they solve and who they want to help. All right. So congratulations, first of all. Second thing, those of you who did the work, all right, those of you who did the post, you're going to be entered into the Facebook draw to win the ads course at the end of the week. We'll be announcing the winner early next week. Okay, so basically, if you haven't done that yet, go back and post on the video trainings. You have about 24 hours to do that. All right. But if you did the work and you showed up and you did the post, then you will be entered into the Facebook ads course. All right. So my question to you, okay, is what is your online challenge? All right. Maybe you're thinking of applying this completely offline. That's okay too. But what is your challenge? All right. What are you thinking of running? And when we talk about your challenge, I want to know what is your online target. It's really important that we have targets. So for 2021, yeah, 2020 has been crap. For 2021, in your business, what are your targets? Maybe you have a quota of patients you want to see every month. Maybe you have a revenue target. All right. But if you have a revenue target, you should be breaking it down. How many new leads you need? How can you increase the value of what you offer? But you need to have a target, because if you don't have a target, you're always going to miss. All right. But you need to set a target. All right. And then aim for it. The other thing as well is what we're going to do here really, really quickly is recap. All right. So on day 1, all right, we covered a lot of things. We covered clarity. We covered overview. We covered problem piece. So what problem do you help people with? We covered the solution piece. So what solution do you offer people? And then expectations. So for your paid program or your challenge, to be realistic for that. All right. Which is really, really important. All right. So my sound is good, which is always nice to know. Okay, so now that we've got day 1 recap out of the way, then day 2 we dived into the who. And the who was where we talked about the demographic, the psychographic, which is so important, all right? Knowing what a person's fears and beliefs and desires are. Day 3 we talked about the copy, and copy is just, if you've ever wrote a Facebook post, why have you written it? You've probably written it to generate a new client, or to give information, or to give value to a person. So if you're writing any copy, if you're doing Facebook posts or Instagram posts or YouTube videos or anything else, okay, then you're writing sales copy, all right? And just get comfortable knowing what you're doing. Otherwise, maybe you're just posting as a hobby, all right? But if you have a business and your aim of your business is to help people, and your aim of your business is to be profitable, then you are writing sales copy. It's important to know that you're writing sales copy, and then to figure out what you actually need to be including in that copy. We also talked about the pain versus the promise. So if a person's pain is big enough, that will motivate them. And then if we give them a promise that's valuable to them, that will motivate them to come see us. Day 3, we talked about the offer, okay, how we'd actually build out that offer, how we'd research that offer, and how we'd validate it. Day 4 was the how. Callum covered email secrets. He covered how we can map out a challenge, and he covered offers and pricing and how to figure that stuff out. Okay, but the idea of what we teach people is how you actually get paid for your program before you even go and make it. And then day 5, today, this is the part we're going to be talking about, the sell. What we're going to be going through is like how we create the right tone or the right environment. Important as well, what do you want? That's really, really important. We need to know that before we go any further. And then don't solve crappy problems. That's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I'm going to explain that in a bit more detail. And then conversion secrets. So how do you get on a call with a person, and how do you get them or convince them over the phone that you're the right person to help solve their problem and that your services are valuable to them? So I just wanted to include this, guys, all right? Because for a lot of you here, maybe this is where you're at in your business, all right? you launch the challenge. And if you think of a challenge, it's just a way to generate new clients or new leads, right? If you did a podcast, that's basically a challenge in terms of you're trying to generate a lead. If you wrote a blog, it was a type of challenge. You were trying to generate leads, all right? So if you were out handing out flyers on the street, or if you were doing weekend shops, whatever, anything you've done in the last 6 months where you've tried to get new clients from it, then you're basically challenging yourself to get new leads, all right? But let's say in this case, right, even if you launch a challenge, right, did you get any sales? This is a bit tongue-in-cheek. This is the way we look at it. Yes, we got sales. Great. All right. How can we make this even better? How can we deliver a better journey? How can we deliver a better experience? How can we deliver better results for the person we want to work with? And everything always for us comes back to how can we give more value to the people that we're working with? Right? Did you launched a challenge? Did you get any sales in terms of getting new clients? No? Fine. That's okay. Learn from it. Ask those people what you could do better. Ask those people how you could give them more value. Ask those people how you could give them better results, and then take that information, apply it. That's the most important thing. Make your challenge better, make your sales process better, and then launch it again. All right. If you do launch it and you get results, great. Improve it, launch it again. Okay, this is just the pattern of especially when it comes to online. People think there's a million different fancy funnels, all right, or there's a million ways to get clients online, or you need to have a mini chat or a messenger bot or a really fancy landing page. All of this, strip it all back. It literally comes down to, does a person trust you to give them value? All right. Do you give them value? Okay. Are you able to start a conversation with a client that has chronic back pain or chronic knee pain or wants to lose weight or wants to run faster? And are you able to explain how you can help them solve their problem? So you strip away all the funnels. That's literally what this comes down to. At the end of the day, whether you're online or offline, people are people. So if you're having a conversation over Messenger with somebody, that's the same as talking to a person face to face. It's just a different medium. So if you're definitely online, stop thinking like this is just some robot somewhere. It's the person at the other end of it. Okay, so next thing, environment and the tone. What is the tone and the frame you intend to set? So this is important in terms of, are you going to be seen as the aggressive kind of coach who's always going to be pushing people and telling them exactly what they want to do? Are you going to be seen as a laid-back person who's easy to get along with and who's not going to challenge a person? But this stuff matters, all right? And this is probably going to reflect on your personality a little bit as well. And maybe if it depends on the clients you want to work with. So let's say you want to work with high-end people who are busy professionals who want results really fast. Then your tone needs to match that. You need to be a kind of high-end coach who delivers results pretty fast, all right? But that's what we talk when we talk about tone. And then the frame is like how you portray that, all right? So stay consistent. This one is huge, guys, all right? So when you have a challenge, all right, if it's a free challenge and you're building value, all right, be you, all right? So what I mean by that, if you go through a challenge with a person or you go through their sales process or their content, and then it's completely different when you get their paid services, people hate that, all right? If you are you, all right, in terms of just tell your story because nobody else can copy your story. No one can ever copy you then, all right? You have your own unique brand and people will be attracted to it, all right? It'll just take a little bit of time to build the audience. But if people buy something different from what they were expecting, that sets things off on the wrong foot. So for example, this week, you probably have a pretty good idea what Callum and myself are like. And when if you were to work with us in a longer term period, you'd find we're pretty much the exact same. So we don't believe in hiding any information, all right? In terms of in the challenge, like we want to give it, we know the information is there, but people never choose a coach because of information, right? They normally choose a coach because they trust that person to help them solve their problem. So what do you want? All right. So what do I mean by this? Well, if you're running a challenge or if you're about to launch a course or a paid service, all right, you need to be thinking, what's your promotion window? And the best way to think of this is a film. So let's say if you spend 6 months building your course over COVID and you built it all out and it's really fancy and it's on some nice website at the minute and you launch it and you get crickets, you should have expected that to happen. Let's say the Avengers, everybody's heard of them because they're a huge movie film. What happens a year before the film is even released, right? They show you one picture, one still shot. What happens then 6 months later? There's a 10-second trailer. What happens then, let's say 3 months before the film is released? There's like a 2-minute hyped up trailer that you see everywhere. And all these things are just building hype and building excitement and building excitement. And then 2 weeks before the film is about to launch, every one of those actors on that movie set is on every Friday night show. And they're just talking about how great this film is going to be and how excited they were to work with it. And they're just promoting their film. That's what they're doing, all right? And then what happens is people are so excited, they've seen the trailers, and then the Friday night before the film's released, they're all in the Friday night shows, and then boom, they have millions of people show up in the cinema. It's a massive box office success. They make lots of money. And they've literally just ran a promotion window. So if you have a course or a coaching program or something like that, and you're offering a free challenge, you need to do the same thing. You need to build a little bit of hype and a little bit of excitement around it. And you're just doing what they're doing on a smaller scale. Get other people who are in your area or who you know have an audience who are a good fit, and reach out to those people and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm really excited about it. And the other thing, guys, is be excited. If you're not excited about your course or your program, nobody else is, all right? So, for example, we're excited about ours because we get great results for people, and we probably get more excited about it than anybody else, all right? But you need to be the same in your business, all right? So then numbers, how many people do you want to show up? Maybe some of you here launching your first course, maybe you're thinking 20 people is loads to have in my challenge. Maybe some of you here have already sold 50 or 60 of your course or coaching program, and you're thinking, I want to do 200, 300, 400 sales next year. All right. Maybe if you're realistic, you're thinking, I want to challenge 100 people. All right. And I know that out of that 100 people that go through that challenge, maybe 20% will be really interested in, and 10 or 15 of those will be willing to buy. And that's just the numbers online. All right. But you have to set a number and then aim to get to that number. But this comes down to what you want. How many people do you want to work with? How many people do you want to show up for your challenge? You need to decide. So grab a sheet of paper, write it down, or post it in the comments below. And then know your numbers, guys, okay? So when are you going to launch your challenge? When are you going to launch your paid program? All right, are you going to wait till 2021? All right, are you going to wait till January and do it pretty soon and just get it started? Imperfect action is key. Or are you going to be faffing about until next May or next October and say you're too busy and you don't have time? But only you can decide that. Our advice is pick a start date, it's pretty soon, and then you figure out the rest along the way as you need to. And then an end date. How long is your challenge going to run for? Are you going to do a 5-day challenge? Are you going to do a 10-day challenge? Are you going to give value for 21 days before you even offer your paid services? Are you willing to give people value for that long? So these are the things. What's the end date going to be of like your sales process? All right, so you need to decide on this thing, because then you'll have to decide on the content you're going to have to create for that to promote your business, all right, and to get more leads and more clients. And then, guys, this is how you can fill up your numbers pretty quick. If you have a clinic and you have an email list of patients, right? Let's say you're doing a challenge to help people with pelvic health issues, or it's with back pain or CrossFitters or whatever it is. If you work with those people already offline in your clinic, you can just go and email all those people and tell them, hey, I'm doing this exciting project in 2021. That could be your first email. Your next one, hey, the project is starting in 3 weeks' time. I'm going to tell you a bit more information around it. You're building a bit of intrigue. Somebody might even ask, what are you doing? What is the project you're working on? A week before, you say, hey, this is the challenge. It's free to enter. Here's what you're going to get from it. Here's the result I'm going to give you from it. Are you interested in signing up? Send those out to your email contacts, all right? You can then, Callum talked about other ways you fill up, but this is important. How much cash do you want to generate on your first online launch? Maybe some of you are already doing programs offline, you think you want to remodel it online. Maybe some of you have a program or an idea and you're thinking, I want to do a 500 quid launch. Maybe some of you are thinking, I want to do a 5 grand launch. Maybe some of you are kind of this, everyone wants to do this 10k launch, all right? But you need to write down, all right, you need to write down how much cash you want to generate, all right? And then it just becomes a case of, okay, if I want to do a 3k launch and my initial program's worth 300 quid, right, I need to get 10 people onto it. So I probably need 10 paying people. I probably need 100 people in my free challenge. That's the way you look at the numbers. Don't solve crappy problems, all right? What we mean by this is if you have just say, you think to yourself, oh, this is a really good idea, I think people are going to love it. You don't know that for sure. The best thing is, this line sums it up. You will never know if you don't ask. If you're working with clients, say, hey, you've got a great result with me in the clinic. You're going back running. Is there anything I can do to give you more value? You have a person with chronic back pain. They've worked with you for a few weeks and they're ready to go back training to the gym next year. Is there anything I can do to give you more value? How can I help you more? That's literally what you need to do. Ask your clients, how can you help them more? How can you give them more value? And then when they give you those suggestions, talk to these clients and say, cool, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to put something together. Are you happy when I get in touch when it is? And I guarantee you they'll say yes, and they'll be really excited because those people who are already working with you probably want to work with you in a different way. All right, they probably work with you because they like your company, they like the conversations, they like the accountability, they like the training, they like the setup. There's a million different reasons why people work with you, and very few of them are actually to do with physical therapy. All right, they could get a physical therapist or a physiotherapist any place to have pretty much the same clinical skills. And if you feel like that's harsh, it is, but it's true. All right, people buy coaches, they don't buy coaching. All right, and it's the same thing with physiotherapy. So when it comes to this, solve problems by asking people what the problems are, and then ask, make a challenge, test a challenge, launch a product, see how that goes. Get feedback from those people. Ask, test an idea, test a challenge, test a product, launch a product. That's what this is, okay? And those people who really succeed at that are willing to just get it incrementally better. And it basically what happens, they get incrementally better and they do this a couple of times. And then we come back and we see them this time next year, and it's like, wow, you're an overnight success. It was this huge aspect to their business online or offline. And it's like they're not an overnight success. They've just incrementally got better, but they failed and failed quickly. All right, so conversion secrets, guys. How do you get a person to convert and become a paying client? First thing here is so important. Celebrate your client wins. All right. Don't tell people how great you are as a therapist to get this result. Tell people how great your client did and how much they achieved. All right. Celebrate their wins. If you have had a patient who you worked with for 3 months, don't say, I was a great therapist and did this great thing for them. Tell the world, tell Facebook, tell Instagram, tell your newsfeed, tell your email list, hey, I'm going to give you a case study of this person. Get those people on for conversations. Ask them where they were before they started working with you. Ask them where they were now that they're finished working with you. Ask them what to describe the process of working with you, but focus on them, don't focus on you. And if you do that, all right, basically, if you do that, you will get sales, all right? And the other thing as well, if you want to convert more clients, you have to focus on actually doing more sales. Doing more sales calls, okay? Say a call where you sell something, or where even if somebody rings your clinic and you get them in the next day and you convert them into a paying client for a treatment or care plan, or somebody rings your gym and you want to coach them for a period of time, you get them as a paying client. Sales calls are literally a skill. And if they're a skill, it means that anybody can learn them. And I'm an Irish person, so I am the most appreciating person of myself going. I was crap at this at the start, and then the first few calls I did, I was crapper again, and then I was like, oh, I can't do this. And then over time, I got better, and I didn't get better, I just got more comfortable with them. So focus on doing sales calls, all right? At the end of the day, if you work for yourself, or if you're in this group or you're watching this video, you're probably trying to generate more clients. And if you want to do that, one of the best way of doing that is learning how to do a sales call and getting comfortable doing it. So put yourself out there. Always think value first. This is key, guys. How can you give value? How can you answer questions that are valuable to a person? How can you make your services more valuable? How can you give products that people see as valuable? This is so important. So always you want to be thinking, every piece of content you make, is this going to give value to the person who's watching this right now? So we hope right now anyone going through this challenge has gotten a lot of value from this week. And anybody who messaged us and reached out to us, thank you so much. We were happy to give our time because we just wanted to give you value. All right. So when it comes to a phone call, here's a quick tip, okay, of how to do this, right? So first of all, you want to do is you want to just set up the scene, okay? So find out where the person's at. Just ask them, hey, where are you at right now? What's your problem? Maybe if you can get a number, how many clients are you working with right now? Okay, you have back then. How long have you had it for? Okay, you're somebody who wants to be stronger on his deadlift technique. What are you lifting right now? Find out, just get a number of where they're at. Okay, what have you tried that hasn't worked? All right, find out what they've tried that hasn't worked. Find out where they want to get to. Okay, where are you trying to get to? What would success look like for you? Okay, when do you want to get there? And then just ask them, are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you willing to invest some time into this problem? And then if you have the skill set and you know how to help that person, tell them, here's what I offer, here's what I can do for you, here's how I can help you. And if you don't have the skill set and you don't feel like you can help them, then tell them, say that as well. Hey, look, I'm not the right person to help you right now. You're not the best fit to work with me right now, but I'm going to give you some value anyways, and I'm going to maybe point you in the direction of a person who can help. All right. And that's literally it. And you find that this is very similar to being a physio in a clinic where you assess a patient. Say calls are just the same thing. It's a similar enough structure. All right. So this is what it comes down to. You have to start by building an audience. And the only way you start building an audience is putting yourself out there and putting your content out there. And then eventually, after you have putting yourself out there, you start to get people following you. And when you get people following you, over time, you'll be consistent, you'll build a community. And once you have a community of people and you're almost like the expert in that community, or somebody who's perceived as being valuable information and given valuable help, then you will get customers. The customers will always take care of themselves. But everybody wants to go straight for the customers when they should be focusing on the audience and then building following and then focusing on growing the community, and then they'll have all the customers they need. This is just the process, guys. So can I share with you how we help some people who are just like you in this group? All right. So anybody who's watching this video, okay, you're probably a pretty good fit for how I can help you. So if you're happy, just let me know in the comments. Okay. And if you are just happy, let me know. All right. Brilliant. So what we can do, here's what we do really. We help people get a couple of things. Clarity. And when we talk about, we help you get some clarity in your messaging, clarity in your offers, clarity in who you want to work with. We help you to get confident by giving you a plan to plan out your sales process, to plan out your program or your service or your clinical skills, and how we can bundle that into a program or a method or framework that people see as being very, very valuable. And then we help you to get profitable, okay? By taking your clinical skills, getting your messaging right, creating a product that people actually want and value, okay? And then selling that product and giving people valuable results, all right? So here's what the process looks like, okay? We call it the online physio funnel method. And this is basically a digital curriculum with our one-to-one help to get you one outcome, and that is online clients for your business. So we cover the 4 pillars really of clarity, connection, conversion, and close to cash. All right, and this isn't a course where you just log in and download a lot of videos and go through them. Okay, there's a lot more to it than that. So when we talk about clarity, this is where we get on a call with you. We go on a deep dive over the first 2 weeks and we figure out what your mission is. Okay, what your vision is for your business for 2021 and what your values are. So what are the things that are important to you? All right, who do you want to help? How many people do you want to help? When do you want to help them by? Then from weeks 2 to 6, okay, we call it Connect and Challenge. This is where we sort out your brand, we build out your business ladder in terms of the value steps in your business, and we focus on building your sales process and planning out how we can fill that up organically using where we get at least 20 people into that group so we can test it out and get a conversion on it. At about 6 weeks plus, we're going to be launching your services. This is where we have our sales process, we have our free challenge, and now we're ready to convert people into paying clients after 6 weeks with either your one-to-one coaching or your group-based coaching, or maybe some of you thinking of about a product. And then after that, what we do is we show you, okay, going forward, how you can just scale that model through maybe paid advertising, all right, where you can go pay to play, but you're not wasting money because you know your conversion now, you know your numbers, you know how that. And I put it into context. If you can acquire a client that's worth 300 quid, are you happy to spend 100 quid to do so? I'm happy to do that every single day because I know that for every €100 I spend on advertising, I'll make 300 back. All right. So if I spend €1,000, I'll make 3,000 back. If I spend 10,000, I'll make 30,000 back, and so on and so forth. But this comes down to knowing your numbers. But that's what we show you how to do. All right. So some people are like, I don't want to spend 200 quid on ads this week. All right. But if we said to you, we know that if you spend 200 quid on ads on running your clinic, your offline clinic, and that was generating 4 or 5 new patients, and those 4 or 5 new patients for each one was worth 300 quid, and you were spending 200 quid and getting 5 new patients at 1,500 quid, then you don't have an ad budget, all right? You have literally a system that you can scale and scale quickly, and that's how you get a business to grow faster. So when we started, guys, there was no clear system like this in place for us, all right? And some of you probably have a choice, all right? So by all means, you have a choice right now. You can choose to go it alone, or you can choose to get some help. You've probably seen the system. We've gone through the system we've created, and we've tested. We're testing out with other therapists. We're literally working with guys right now who are creating courses for other therapists. We're working with people who want to work with CrossFitters. We're working with people who want to work with back pain. We're working with therapists who want to work with runners. So the system we're using in different areas, and we're getting results. So here's what you get in the online physio funnel method. All right, you get access to our fundamentals course, and our fundamentals course basically teaches you everything, the fundamentals you need to know about value-based marketing and about how to do all these things online, like find your avatar, get your messaging on point. And it's basically like our library of resources to give you all the help we need, and we just direct you to that. All right, so how to do email sequence, how to do all the nitty-gritty things, okay, over a period of time. The fast track course is literally 12 weeks long, and it takes you right through the process of starting from day one without any idea of what your program is going to be, and it walks you through the whole process of by week 8 you're launching your first sales challenge, and then by week 10 you're ready to scale that up and to send some paid traffic to it. You have paid clients, all right, and you have a sales process that converts and gives you clients online, which is a massive valuable resource. So what else is included, guys? We actually include our Facebook ads course as well. And this is where what we have been spending literally thousands a month on ads, okay? What we know from ads. And what we know from ads is it's all about ad copy. It's not about having the best one looking ad. It's about just testing and constantly tweaking ads. So trying different messaging, trying different pictures, trying different things, finding the one that works, and then using that over time to just scale up your product, all right? So Facebook ads are not complicated once you know what you're doing and what your aim is. We show you this as well. So the other thing is included is our these are one-to-one coaching calls. So this is where the initial program, myself and Callum dive in a call with you. We go deep dive into everything we need to figure out for your business. This is where you're getting one-to-one help with us, all right? And then we do a number of those calls throughout the 12-week program. So we basically do one of those at week 1, and then we kind of plan it out with you what way you want to do it. So maybe some people want to do the next call in week 2, maybe some people want to leave it a little bit longer, and that's something that's up to you. So we kind of give you this one-to-one, and we call it in-time learning. We give you that one-to-one when you think you need it, all right? And we give you the action steps to work on in between. And then the other thing we offer, guys, is group coaching calls. Where literally everybody in our Facebook group, all of our paid members, will do our bi-weekly group coaching call where you have any question at all that you need. We cover some topics that we're using in our own business. And then if you have any questions, you can share them in our group. You get the community aspect, and then on the group calls, you can answer them, and we go through it. The whole team works together to help to give you feedback on your journey, all right, which is such a valuable resource. And then we also have our course where we show you how to do group coaching online. All right. So basically, the last thing you ever want is somebody texting you at 2 o'clock in the morning to be like, hey, something's wrong with my program. So we show you how you can deliver your program and automate it and scale it. So most of this is automated, like 80% of it will be automated, and you'll have systems in place to deliver it. Because a lot of you are thinking, I'd love to have 30 clients online. But if I gave you 30 clients online on Monday morning, you'd probably be thinking, how? I have no time to deal with this. I don't have the time to create all the resources I need. So we show you how to get the system in place that it doesn't matter whether you have 5 or 50 clients, you can put them all through your coaching program and use systems to focus on your delivery. And basically, here's a summary. So we have our fundamentals course where we teach you an overview of everything you need to know in terms of online marketing and value-based marketing. Our fast track course is how you build out your challenge, how you test it organically, how you then scale it up, and how you get your paid clients and your work and sales process. We have our Facebook ads course where we teach you how to run paid traffic, okay? And trust me, the people who can afford to pay for paid traffic are the businesses that grow really, really fast, all right? Because they can leverage their time. They're not relying on, and once you get to that stage, you're not relying on social media or having to do a Facebook post or a podcast or a YouTube video to generate a client, because now you're able to pay to play. Then you get access to our one-to-one coaching calls, and this is where throughout the program, all right, you get access to me and Hannah, where we do deep dive one-to-one calls with you, just working on your problems or your ideas and just giving you help directly. And then you have access to our group coaching calls and to our Facebook group, where it's community, where everyone in there can just post their questions and you get feedback from our community. And then the other thing we're offering is our coaching delivery and our systems. So the program, guys, it's 12 weeks long, okay? But we actually tailor this as well, depending on where you're at right now, all right? So let yourself help other people. That's your assignment for this evening, guys, all right? If you have an idea, if you have a coaching program, if you have a product or service, let yourself help other people. Forget about the imposter syndrome and just say, right, I have an idea. I know I can get great results for people. If you see somebody down the road who's like helping people that you know you can give better help to, then don't get bitter about it with them. Do something about it, all right? If you're fed up with seeing people who are less qualified than you online on Instagram or Facebook, and you feel like they're doing loads in their business and helping the people you could be helping, then it's your time to do something about that, all right? So that's your assignment. Let yourself help other people. Guys, the other thing we offer that's really, really important, okay, is accountability. So much of this is just when you have the right person who's been through the process you want to go through, telling you, here's what you need to focus on this week, here's what you need to focus on next week, just getting the task done. That's so important, and that's how we keep moving forward, and that's how we get results. Okay. As well as that, guys, there's a bonus, all right, for anybody who signs up, all right, literally in the next kind of 72 hours. Okay, we're going to give you access to our productivity hacks. And our productivity hacks is where we literally show you some of the best strategies we found that have helped us to literally run our online business in about 5 hours a week, where we coach runners. And that's how we, between us, and that's how we have time to be working on this other project as well, online physio funnel method. So we literally show you how to manage your time, and to be honest, to get started online, we think anybody can run an online aspect to a coaching program or a business in 5 hours a week or less. All right. So that's one bonus we have. Okay, so for any of you who are interested in just having a conversation, all right, with myself and Callum to see if you're a good fit to work together, all right, here's the link. All right, it's https dash forward slash calendly calendly.com /online physio funnel. So if you're interested in booking a call or having a conversation with us, you can go to that link and book a call. We're going to be doing some calls over the next kind of about 3 or 4 days until about Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And the reason we're not doing that any longer is because we want to start with some people who are ready to work in their business right now before Christmas. Okay. For any of you who are watching this and want to get a plan in place to get more clients for 2021, then jump on the call with us. Guys, the calls are going to be limited as well. We're not offering calls to everybody in this group. We're offering calls to people who are ready to take action. But there's another bonus as well, all right? For anyone who gets on that, signs up with us by Sunday, okay? If you get on a call tomorrow and Saturday and you say, hey, I want to work with these guys, we're going to do a deep dive call on Sunday for anyone who signed up at that stage. And this is where we're literally going to hop on a Zoom call for like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, however long it takes. We're going to go through your niche, your offer, your program, your messaging, get all of that done in place so you can literally have all that place by next Monday. So imagine by next Monday, you literally have a plan of, right, here's my messaging, right, here's what I'm offering, here's what my program is going to be, here's how I'm going to help people, here's how I'm going to work with people. Have all that structure in place literally by next Monday, okay, by the end of the weekend, all right, and be ready to go on building this. So if you want that bonus, you want to get access to the deep dive call on Sunday, then you'll have to book the call by Saturday. And we want to, and the reason we're doing this bonus, all right, is we want to reward the people who we know are action takers and who we know are ready to implement in their business. Okay, so I've been going for a little bit here. You have 3 options at this point, guys. The first one, all right, and there's no pressure here, but the first one is you can just do nothing, all right? You can bury your head in the sand like this ostrich. You can forget that COVID didn't happen, and you can hope that everything will go back to how it was before. Right now in Ireland, we're looking at a lockdown again at the 28th of December. And what impact that's going to have on clinics and what impact that's going to have next year on people coming into clinics is, well, I don't think it's going to be great. My point is that if you have a way of helping people pretty much anywhere in the world, that gives you huge flexibility. But that's your choice, or you can choose just bury your head in the sand, pretend COVID never happened, and just hope that everything will go back to how it was in 2019, all right, which is not really a great strategy. The other choice you have is you can go it alone, all right? You can take the risk, all right, that the time and the money you spend trying to figure out doesn't work. But if you are going to go it alone, there's nothing wrong with that, all right? You would just realize it's going to take a lot of cash, okay, and that you have to be willing to waste that cash. And what I mean by that is that for every hour you spend doing this, okay, where you haven't got any clients, all right, that's costing you money. So let's say, for example, if you think you have a course product that's worth maybe 200 or 300 quid, or maybe you think you have something that's worth 1,000 quid over 4 months to a person, all right, let's say for argument's sake, you think you want to be making an extra 2,000 a month online, or 3,000 a month online, okay? Maybe you've been tipping along thinking about this for 5 months, right? If you've been thinking that way, then you've already lost 10,000, all right, by delaying yourself. If you wait another 5 months till next year, or you wait, let's say you only want to make 2 grand a month online and you wait 12 months, okay, that's literally, and you don't get any results, that's costing you 24,000. So there is a cost time to waiting for these things to happen. And that's just a time cost, okay, and it's a value cost that you have to be aware of as well. Okay, then there's a third option as well, all right? You can basically just copy and model what we have been doing and what we are doing every single month in our business, all right? You can follow something that's tried and tested and that's specific to the healthcare niche. So as I said, myself and Callum are both physiotherapists, all right? So we know this healthcare niche pretty well. All right, you can get the results that I shared in this training on Monday, okay, and show you that that was where we showed you our exact strategy, and we'll show you how to do that exact same result for you. And basically, you can remove all the frustration, dramatically reduce the time you need to spend working on getting there, and it's almost like just having a plug-in strategy that's ready to go. So this is what the timeline looks like when you're working with us, okay? Just to recap, the first 2 weeks, we define your marketing plan with us one-to-one. Okay, we get to work on building out your funnel and building out your sales process and getting everything ready to go to market. If you want to sign up now and then just go through the content and have a think of a few days over Christmas, and then you're saying going to hit the ground on the 1st of January, then get in touch with us and we can maybe work out something about starting a little bit later as well. But why would you just wait 2 weeks? Okay, if you know that like you have a great idea and you know you can help people, you may as well just start now. All right. The next 6 weeks after that is where we just market and launch your funnel. We test it out and we get paying clients to your services. And if it's your beta course, you're going to literally get clients to pay you to build your first online group coaching. Okay. Then when we have your sales conversion tested, we can just turn that into a repeatable, scalable process that we can just scale as big as you want to. All right. So book a call, guys. The link, as I said, is calendly.com/online physio funnel. Now, this call, okay, it's a casual chat with us, all right? There's no pressure. We're not into pushy sales calls at all, and you probably guessed that at this stage, all right? We're not gurus, okay? We're literally just physios as well who are a couple of steps ahead of you on the journey, but we do know what we're doing. We're getting results for people, and we can help you. And we're going to have a chat on this call about where you're at right now, maybe your current system for getting leads, or what your current marketing plan looks like for 2021. It's a chance for you as well to ask how our services work, and this is a chance for you to ask any questions that you have, all right, about maybe what it might be like to work with us. And guys, this is just something to keep in mind, right? The internet, okay, is basically like an auction, all right? So if you have a website already, you're trying to get some space in that auction. If you have a website, you are online, you're on the internet looking for clients. And the more views you have, okay, and the better content you have on your website, the more chance of getting a sale. And if we think of the internet as the auction, SEO or Google search, whatever, is like the auctioneer. So the people who are at the top of Google searches, they're the guys who are like the auctioneers who are just getting all the bids for their services. All right. So if your website isn't great right now, okay, and you're thinking I work offline in a private practice, that's fine. But if you have a website, then you are trying to generate clients online, and just be aware that that's your purpose of your website should be to do that. And we have to think of this as to give yourself more chance of getting a sale. We need to have ways of, let's say you have a sales process, converts. So whenever you try and get more eyes in your content on Facebook or Instagram or your blogs, your podcasts or whatever, and anyone reaches out and says they're interested in working with you, instead of, you can put them through your sales process, send them that sales process, and you know that will do the hard selling for you because you're giving people value up front. But this is just, you have to realize this is what the internet is. It's an auction, all right? And if you want to be competing and you want to be like an auctioneer, getting the bids from people who are looking for help solving their problems, then you need to get these things in place. What this is not, pretty important, all right? This is not a pushy sales call where we make you cry and force you to make a decision, all right? That's not what it is at all, all right? If we are not a good fit to work together, or we feel we can't help you, that's what we do the call for. We will tell you that straight up, but what we will do is we'll say, hey, maybe you're not right to work with us right now. Maybe it's just not right for you. And we will say, here's what we recommend doing. Here's what we would recommend for you. Here's the action plan we would recommend for you to do for the next 2-3 months. So there's absolutely no pressure on these calls. It's not a bait and switch call or any of that crap. Well, I hate that stuff, all right? I've seen those people online that it's like, oh, you have to get somebody to cry and get them really upset. It just drives me bananas, all right? So I'm a physiotherapist. That's my background. I work in healthcare. So I don't like those pushy salesy tactics. So I have no intention of ever using them. All right. So that's not what it is. Again, just to book the call, it's calendly.com/online physio funnel. All right. So I'm really looking forward to those calls over the next couple of days. Just a couple of things as well. What this is not, it's not a chance to get endless advice forever with no intention of ever considering working with us. Please, if you are thinking of booking a call, at least have an intention or thinking, yeah, I'm kind of considering this as an option. All right. So if you have no idea and you're just looking for free advice, just realize, okay, we are busy. Okay. You're busy, and we're trying to just respect that of each other. All right. So we get that you were busy. We're busy too. So that's just something we just want to mention. So thank you so much to everybody who showed up. All right. I just want to let you know we're busy too. All right. So the calls on the link are first come, first served. We're only going to be doing these over the next few days, okay, because we want to start working with people next week. To be honest, we want to start working with people before Christmas who are ready to get started. Okay, so if that's somebody like you and you want to really get started pretty quick, or you want to just have a chat now and think, I don't have time right now in Swamp, but I want to start getting some ideas together and maybe start in January, then just get on the call with us and we'll have a chat about it and we'll see how we can help you out, all right? And just to put it into context, all right, our course costs less than the price of a patient a week. All right, that's literally it. So over 12 weeks, it costs for most people less than the cost of one single patient that you see every week in your clinic. All right, so it's so reasonable. All right, so calendly.com/online physio funnel. There's the link, guys. If anybody has any questions, all right, then by all means let us know. I just want to highlight something as well. Right now, at the end of 2020 in December, you have enough clinical skills. You do not need any more clinical skills, all right? This year, the way it's been, you probably get great results with people already. What you probably do need is you need to get the skills to tell people how good your clinical skills are. They're the marketing and the sales skills. You need the skills to generate leads to your business, generate clients. Even if you're only starting online, all right, and after this week you have an idea for a challenge and a product, all right, then you've already started this process. So well done, okay? We just want to help you continue with that process. Even if you're not really clear, you've already started. So the hardest part is just taking that first step. So you're already on the route. It's just a matter of continuing on the route. Whether you decide to work with us, whether you decide to work with somebody else, we would recommend, all right, getting a coach because they will just help you to know the things that you don't know, and they will help you to overcome the problems that you're going to have, all right? So that's just something we would recommend. I've mentioned this earlier, but if you have a website, guys, you're already trying to get clients online, all right? That's what you are doing with your website. And if you want some help in improving that further, making that a little bit better, then just get in touch with us, okay? I just wanted to highlight that. So that's it, guys. All right. If that's pretty much the end of induction week. All right. So really looking forward to chatting to some of you over the next few days. Really looking forward to working with some of you over the next kind of coming weeks and months. By all means, this is not the end. All right. Stay in the Facebook group, ask questions, engage, reach out to myself and Callum. We love to hear what you guys are working on. We love to learn from each other. And I thank you, everybody, so for showing up here. Literally. So thank you so much for being here, guys. If you want the link for the call, it's below. And I'm really, really excited to connect more with some of you in 2021. And happy Christmas, everybody. That is it for this call. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it so much. All right. Bye now.